Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is the third week of staying home. It's kind of wild how fast this is all happening. Something that I have, realized for myself that I need to do to, hi guys, to continue to stay sane through all of this is to keep a semblance of a routine. I'm used to working a lot and going like 100 miles per hour and then suddenly stopping was like, bam. So something that I do every morning, I wake up, I make my bed. It's super simple, but I get like one thing done, that's it. I try to make sure I get dressed, even if that means I'm like switching pajamas, like getting dressed is huge. And then I try to move my body. These things just keep me sane. I've had a history of depression, and what happens when I get depressed is, I don't leave my bed, I don't leave my room, I have no desire to get up, and it is super important for me to continue moving and to just continue taking care of myself. And yesterday I made a post about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You've got one Slayer dressed in this like badass apocalypse outfit, and then you've got the other Slayer in her pajamas. And I got some feedback. I think people were worried that maybe that they're not doing enough, that that they are staying in their pajamas, or they didn't get fully dressed, or that they aren't writing a book or starting a business or whatever it happens to be. And I think that is totally fine, right? It's just baby steps. Right? You guys are here, you're practicing yoga with me. That is fucking huge, okay? Maybe you're in your pajamas. I don't care. Just try to do something for yourself and take care of yourselves. Like the little emojis. I wish my phone was bigger so I could see it bigger. But yeah, in the future, I am hoping maybe we will start doing some Zoom classes instead. Maybe that platform might work out better. But otherwise, we are going to get started today with a very beginner-friendly flow. I think on Mondays we're just going to keep bringing it back to basics. No matter if you've been practicing for, a week, years, 10 years, I don't know. It's always good to just break it down, to slow things down. Maybe you'll learn something new, or maybe it's just comforting to go back to something that is so familiar to you. So, that being said, let's get started. We'll begin in a seated position at the top of your mat, or on the floor, wherever you are. Any comfortable position will do, whether you're sitting on a pillow, sitting on some blocks, or just right on the floor. Just a place where you can get comfortable for a moment. Close your eyes and check in. Feel the floor underneath your sit bones. Notice how your hips are settling in here. Any feedback from your legs connecting to your hips. Notice how your spine is stacking. How your shoulders have settled. Notice the weight of your head upon your neck. Maybe tune into what's happening around you. The air, the temperature, the sounds. And imagine you could close this in. So you hear, everything that might be happening in your house on the bigger scale, and then you start to just slowly close in so that you're bringing it all into center, into the space just directly around you. Imagine you have maybe this little pocket of energy, this little bubble for yourself. Now start to tune into your breath. If it helps, maybe taking one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly to get that feedback of belly and chest against hands. Or the hands can stay rested in your lap. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. This energy that's animating your body, keeping you alive right now. Thinking about how special that is. Remembering that we each have our own pattern of breath. And as we practice today, as I cue inhales and exhales, don't force it. Allow yourself to move and breathe at your pace. Maybe start to deepen, feeling maybe a fuller expansion through the belly, up into the chest, all the way into the throat. Exhaling, feeling that settling, letting go. Inhaling, filling belly, filling chest, filling throat. Exhaling, letting go. Inhale, fill belly, fill chest, fill throat, and exhale, let it go. Continue to take these full deep breaths. Maybe imagining your little bubble of energy growing and contracting with your breath, just pulsing with you, with your energy. And just remember that this is your breath, your energy, and you're in control here. If your hands are on your chest and belly, bring them down by our sides. We'll start to move with our breath. On an inhale, allow the arms to sweep up, maybe get a little bit taller in the waist. And then exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Taking that 2 more times. Inhale, allow the arms to float up. And exhale, bring them back to center. One more, inhale. And exhale, back to center. On your next inhale, allow the arms to float up. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So that right hand comes behind our hip, left hand comes to right knee. Gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, come up through center. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, up through center. On the exhale, let's twist to the right and pause for a moment. Can we sit up a little bit taller on an inhale, create a little more space, and then exhale, maybe get a little bit deeper, gazing over that right shoulder. Let's inhale, coming up through center. And exhale, twist to the left. Again, inhale to sit up maybe a little taller, and then exhale, twist a little bit deeper. On an inhale, come up through center. And on our exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and fold. So maybe we're draping the whole torso towards the floor, chin to chest, letting that head be heavy. But also maybe if we're a little bit tighter in the hips and the back of the shoulders, maybe we're still basically sitting upright and the chin's just towards chest and we're gazing to our lap. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Seeing what we can let go of. We sometimes carry tension in the head and the neck and we don't even realize we're doing it. So can we breathe, find some space, exhale, let go, relax. 3 more. All right, we're very gently going to roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Not rushing anything. The head will be the last to lift. And we settle back down. We're going to make our way into a tabletop position. Bringing knees below hips, hands below the shoulders. Spread your fingers Thinking about distributing the weight across the whole palm and into the fingertips. On an inhale, drop your belly, roll the shoulders back, lift your gaze, take your cow pose, finding some length in the front body. On your exhale, tuck through your tailbone, press through your shoulder blades, drop your chin to your chest, take your cat pose. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. See if you can move one vertebrae at a time, just kind of segmenting the spine a little bit, noticing how your body moves in space. If you'd like to add an extra movement, moving through the hips and the shoulders, making big circles, that can feel nice. And come to a nice neutral position. Belly pulls in, back is nice and flat. We're going to tuck our toes under. Try to make contact with all 10 toes. Lift in through the belly, using the core to lift the knees to hover just above the floor. You're going to start to feel a little bit of heat in your core, maybe in your quads. Use the core to pull that weight out of the wrists and out of the shoulders. On an exhale, can we rock the hips back to the heels, pressing into the hands, getting a little stretch, opening through the toes as well. Inhale, glide forward, hover, and then exhale, rock back. Inhale, glide forward, hover. Exhale, rock back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, glide forward to hover, and then exhale, rock back. On the next inhale, lift the hips up. That head drops between our arms. Imagine we could pull the elbows down and around, trying to pull the shoulders away from the ears. From here, we start to press one heel towards the floor at a time, lengthening the backs of the legs, maintaining that nice straight spine or flat back. The knees can stay bent if they need to. And then press both heels towards the floor, chest is towards the thighs. On an inhale, we're going to glide forward to take a high plank. Head reaches away from tailbone, belly's up and in. We've got length from head to heels. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's take the high plank and hold. We're all going to bring our knees down to the mat. The knees are behind the hips. Belly's in, our gaze is forward. We're going to lower halfway and hold. Imagine we could still shine the heart forward, that belly's in, elbows are tucked in, pointing to the back, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax all the way to the floor. See if we can find a little bit more length in the spines, kind of releasing through the low back. Elbows still point to the back of the room. Toes can touch. Hands can lift just above the floor. And inhale, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Little baby cobra, using the back muscles and the glutes as well as the core. And then lower back down. Inhale, let's lift up maybe a little bit higher. Can we press that belly into the mat, kind of engaging through the core, and then exhale, lower back down. On this next one, we can lift up as high as we like. So on the inhale, let's lift. You can press your hands into the mat, roll the shoulders back, the heart shines forward. And then on an exhale, we're going to press our hips back to our heels, take child's pose. Come on. From child's pose, we're just going to maybe sink the hips a little bit further back. Rock the forehead side to side. Come back to the breath. Feeling your belly, feeling your chest, maybe pressing to the inner thighs. We're going to start to move with our breath again. On an inhale, can we lift up and glide forward to that knees down plank? Belly's in, chest is forward. On the exhale, let's lower halfway, hold, 3, 2, 1, lower all the way. On our inhale, take your variation of cobra. And then exhale, rock it back, child's pose. We're going to take that 2 more times. Feel free to turn your knees down plank into a full plank if you like. Inhale, glide forward, knees down plank. Exhale, lower halfway, 3, 2, 1, lower all the way. Inhale, take your cobra. And exhale, press it back, child's pose. One more, inhale, forward. Exhale, lower halfway, 3, 2, and 1, lower all the way. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, press it back to child's pose. From here, can we slide our hands back about 1 hand length, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and press it back to downward facing dog. Maybe making adjustments, walking your heels towards the floor, bending and unbending the knees. And then settle. Pull the ribs up and in towards the hips. The head hangs between the arms. We're going to take little baby steps to the front of the mat, just walking forward until we find ourselves in a forward fold at the top of the mat. The head is heavy. We feel maybe a little bit more length in the back body. See what we can let go of here. If this is a little bit too much for you, another option is to kind of bend through the knees and support yourself, hands or elbows on your thighs. On an inhale, can we take a flat back? Meaning we're going to pull up through the belly, roll the shoulders back, hands come to the thighs or maybe the shins. We've got a little bit of activation in the core as well as the hamstrings to hold our torsos here. And then exhale, let go. We relax. We're going to take that 2 more times. Inhale, find that activation. And exhale, let go, relax. This is an important way to just kind of figure out how your body moves and understand what's working and what's relaxing. So here on the inhale, again, the hamstrings are tightening up a little bit, core is involved, and then we exhale, we let go, relax. Root through all 4 corners of your feet, drop your hips a little bit, and inhale, rise up 1 vertebra at a time, reaching the arms up overhead, get nice and tall, and then exhale, bring hands to heart center and down by your sides. We're sitting up in Tadasana, our mountain pose. Feet are rooted, all 4 corners, tailbones anchored, bellies in, shoulders back, hearts open. Now we're going to move again with our breath, building from smaller flows to bigger. On an inhale, we allow the arms to float up. Maybe we get a little bit of length in the waist. And then exhale, hands come back through heart center. Inhale, floating up. And exhale through center. Inhale, up. And exhale through center. We're going to add in a forward fold here. Inhale, up. As we exhale, the knees soften, hips go back, fold. All the way forward, let go. Inhale for that flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise all the way back up to standing. Head is last to rise. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising. Focusing on your breath and your body. Last one, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise on up. And exhale, Tadasana. We're putting this together for a full sun A. On the inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for your flat back. As we exhale, hands come to the mat. We step back, high plank. We're going to lower down to that low plank. Please feel free to lower your knees. Let's lower halfway, pause for a moment, stay strong. Glide forward, inhale, lift the chest, shoulders back. We take upward facing dog. On our exhale, we're going to use the core to lift up and back, downward facing dog. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Bring your gaze forward. Make your way to the front of your mat, stepping your feet between your hands. On your inhale, back to that flat back. Exhale, let go, fold forward. And on the inhale, rise back up. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana. We'll take that just the same 2 more times, modify as necessary. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, we hinge at hips, fold forward. Inhale, take your flat back. Exhale, hands to mat, step, step back. High, low. Inhale, shine the heart. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, core lifts us up and back. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Here in your 5 breaths, you don't have to stay super still. I kind of like to get a little bit deeper. I maybe lift up through my hips a little bit more, start to press my heels down. I take my time getting settled here. Gaze comes forward. Hop or step, walk, whatever, to the front of your mat. Inhale, take your flat back. Exhale, fold it forward. And inhale, rise on up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to mat. Step, step back. High, low. Inhale, upward. And exhale, downward facing. 5 breaths. Gaze comes forward, hop or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, take your flat back. Exhale, fold, and inhale, rise on up. And exhale, return to Tadasana. Now, from here, we're going to be practicing some warrior poses. So, if you feel like you've had enough high to low plank, that vinyasa bit, feel free to skip it entirely. We are going to be coming first into downward facing dog. So, you can step right back to down dog or follow along. We inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge at hips, fold forward. Inhale, take the flat back. Exhale, hands to mat, step, step back, high, low. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Now here in downward facing dog, we're going to prepare to bring that right leg forward. We want to move slow and steady with control. A lot of the times we try to use momentum here. That's not how we want to do this today. On an inhale, that right leg is going to go up and back. On the exhale, we pull in through the belly, round through the upper back, take a cat spine, really round and press through the hands, creating a little space. On the inhale, that right leg goes up and back. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest. If this is not working for your wrists or your shoulders, we can just step that right foot forward as necessary. Let's go right leg high, right knee pulls up towards our chest, We're going to pause for a moment, stay strong, press through the shoulders, and then with control, gently place that right foot up between the hands. Pull the belly in, gaze is down at the floor for a moment. Can we roll the shoulders back? And then inhale, lifts all the way up and into a high lunge. So from our high lunge, we're going to talk about the difference between our high lunge and our warrior pose. So high lunge, our hips are facing forward. Could we imagine we have headlights on our hips and they are shining to the front of the room? The arms can be up, the shoulders relax. We don't want to kind of reach. Belly's in, the ribs kind of pull into the hips to protect that low back. Back heel is lifted in our high lunge. Okay, we're holding strong here. Who joined us? So we're holding strong in our high lunge. You're probably like, when are we gonna move? But we got this. Hips are facing forward. We're gonna spin the back heel down. So if you watch my heels right now, high lunge, back heel down, warrior one. If you turned into warrior one and that left hip kind of splayed out, your headlights are no longer facing forward, right? Now they're kind of wonky. If that happened, let's readjust. Hips come back forward, just the heel spins down. If that bothers your knee, keep the heel lifted, no problem. Hips are forward, arms are strong and overhead, core is engaged. Take one more deep breath here. On the exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Step that right foot back. We're meeting back in downward facing dog. So you can take a vinyasa with me or just step right back. Right foot goes back, high, low. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing. So we're gonna take that same thing to the other side. Remember, side, slow and steady. Using your core muscles. And if your shoulders, if your wrists aren't working for you today, that's no problem. We will be ending up in that high lunge. So let's go with the left leg up and back. On our exhale, we pull in through the belly, knee towards nose, rounding. Inhale, up and back. Remember, it's not about momentum here. Exhale, knee towards nose. Use the cat spine. Inhale, up and back. As we exhale, up towards the nose. Really press a little bit further. Control here. And step. Left foot between our hands. Tent the fingers. Bellies in. Shoulders back. Inhale. Lift up. High lunge. Now, just like we stayed in our high lunge for a little bit on the other side, same thing here. We're finding stability, right? Another thing that might happen is if our feet are too close together, we become a little wonky. So make sure that they're like in line with your hips. Headlights are facing forward, belly's in, shoulders are relaxed. Let's spin that back heel down, take warrior one. If that right hip kind of turned all the way back, readjust, start over, maybe move your feet a little bit wider. And spin that heel down, find your warrior one pose. Let's take 3 breaths. So it changes once we come into this warrior one pose. We end up getting a stretch from the hip all the way down to that right heel. Let's take an inhale, getting a little bit of length in the waist, and then exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. That left foot's going back. Vinyasa or not, we're meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, and exhale, press it back. All right, so this time we're coming right into warrior one. So let's inhale the right leg up and back. On the exhale, pull that right knee towards the nose, cat spine, gently place the right foot up between our hands. From here, you can look back at that left heel and spin it down to about 45 degrees. Try to pull that left hip forward, belly's in, and inhale, lift up, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands back down to your mat. Right foot goes back. Meet me in downward facing dog. Maybe high to low, pressing back, downward facing. Left leg's going high. Left knee towards nose, cat spine. Gently place that left foot up between the hands. Spin that back heel down. Get yourself adjusted. Belly's in. Inhale, lift up, warrior one. Inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Left foot goes back, high. Low, inhale, and exhale. All right, let's go right leg up high. Right foot pulls up between our hands. Let's come back up into our high lunge. That back heel is gonna stay up. Let's lift, high lunge. Now, on our exhale, right hand's gonna press forward, left hand's gonna press back. The hips open all the way. So that left hip is like peeling away from the right hip. We're taking warrior two. So our feet are perpendicular. So that heel would intersect the mid-foot if they were together. Shoulders back, gaze over your right fingertips. On an inhale, take gentle warrior, just straightening through that right leg, kind of letting off. And then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle. And exhale, warrior two. Reach to the right, bring your hands down to your mat. That left hip's gonna pull back forward. Send that right foot back. Meet me in downward facing dog. Left leg is gonna go high. Left knee pulls towards nose, left foot up between our hands. Start in our high lunge, back heel is lifted, everything's facing forward. Left hand reaches forward, right hand reaches back, that right hip pulls away from the left. Feet are perpendicular. Torso is to the side. Gaze is over left fingertips. Inhale, take a gentle warrior straightening. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Reach to the left, windmill the hands down, framing that left foot. Turn that right hip, left leg goes back. Meet me in downward facing dog. And just breathe here. 3 more breaths. After that third breath, we're going to walk the feet right through our hands, come into a seated position, extend the legs in front of us, flexing the toes, and we're going to sit up tall. Press your hands down into your mat or by your sides, shoulders pull away from ears. Try to create like a 90-degree angle. So if we're kind of like leaning forward, we've got a lot of geometry today. We've got like that acute angle, or if we're kind of leaning back and the hips are open, also got 90 degrees. So sit up nice and tall as if you're sitting up against a wall. Toes can flex gently. On an inhale, reach the arms up, get a little bit taller through the waist. On our exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips. So we're going to close that angle, but we're going to keep the arms in line with the spine and the hips. Come back up, inhale. On the exhale, maybe we fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, one more time. And then exhale, folding deeper. Eventually drop your hands. Round through the upper back, chin to chest, relax. It's not about touching our toes. Notice that my hands aren't even reaching or coming anywhere near my toes. I'm just letting them relax. Chin towards chest. Taking 3 deep breaths. After that third breath, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Bringing your gaze up, we're going to make our way to our back. Feel free to get there however you like, or to take a boat, bringing your feet in towards your hips. Shoulders back, chest open, lift the feet. Use the core to slowly lower all the way down and onto your back. Hands can come down by your sides. Feet are going to tuck back in towards your hips. Shoulders roll down and back, and the chest puffs up a little bit. We're going to take 2 bridges here. Inhale, lift the hips, kind of testing the waters, maybe seeing how your shoulders feel, how your low back, your hips feel. And then exhale, lower it back down. From here, make your choice if you'd like to come into that one more time, or if you prefer to take a block underneath your back, or just stay exactly as you are. Let's inhale, lifting the hips. Maybe the hands roll a little bit closer towards the heels. Belly pulls in towards the spine, engaging through the core, protecting the low back. Knees and toes face front. Let's take 3 breaths. After your third breath, separate your shoulders, lower one vertebra at a time. Lift your feet gently off of the mat and rock side to side. Bring your feet back down to your mat. Lift your hips and scoot them to the left about 1 inch or 2. Lifting the feet back off of your mat, drop the knees to the right. Take that left arm up and over, spinal twist, gazing over your left shoulder. 5 deep breaths. Bring your gaze back up to the ceiling. Lift your knees, rock side to side a couple times. Before taking it to the other side, bring the feet down to the mat, lift the hips, scoot them to the right. Knees go over to the left, and we gaze over the right shoulder. 5 breaths. bring your gaze back up through center. Maybe rock side to side a couple times. At this point, we're going to take an inversion. It can be something as simple as happy baby or legs up at 90 degrees. If you want to scoot your hips up to a block, up to a wall, that could be nice. Or even hips on a block would be nice as well. But just start to come back into your breath, slowing everything down. Kind of letting your practice settle here. Gently lower your legs down to your mat. You can allow them to splay out naturally, dropping your hands by your sides. Your palms can face up. Or if another position feels right for you, that's good too. Just close your eyes. And take this time to let go, to relax, to recharge. Shavasana. Gently start to come back. Maybe wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, just inviting a little bit more movement into your body. When you're ready, take a deep inhale and reach the arms up overhead, full body stretch. And on your exhale, pull the knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug, maybe thank yourself for doing this today. And then roll over to your right side, or your left side, really doesn't matter. And we're gonna pause here for a moment. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths together. On the inhale, we're going to take in some good positive energy. On the exhale, we're going to let go of anything that no longer serves us. Right? So let's visualize that goodness. We can see it and we can feel it. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. One more deep inhale. And exhale, let go. When you're ready, help yourself up and into a seated position, bringing your hands to your heart, your thumbs to your sternum. Taking a moment to feel your heartbeat, to feel your breath, to feel your energy. Remembering that no matter what goes on around you, that you are in control of this breath, you are in control of this energy, and how you choose to act instead of react in light, love, and peace towards yourselves and towards each other. Namaste. Thank you all very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Sometimes a simple practice is all we need, and you guys should feel very proud of yourselves for getting up and getting to your mats today. That's huge. And like I said, just remember that your breath is yours. I always like to end my practice with those 3 breaths: that deep inhale, bringing in the good; that exhale, letting go of, whatever no longer serves us or was not ours to carry. And that all came from a couple of years ago. I was having like full on meltdown mode. I felt like my life was like not in my control, and I was super upset. And a friend of mine, I was on the phone with her, I was like literally like ugly crying and freaking out. She's like, okay, Sarah, like just take a deep breath in and breathe in the good, and then exhale it out the bad. And I was like, mind blown. Like just little practices like that are really huge. So if you find yourself today or at all in a place where shit's hitting the fan, or like you have no control over this craziness that's going on, come back to that breath. Try that again, and hopefully you'll feel better. So thank you guys. Thank you. Have a good Monday.